我叫 Justin. My name is Justin, and I've been in China for 4 years. When I first came to China, I was amazed at all the people and all the buildings and all the cars and all the movement for my Chinese New Year. And I even got to go to a town in the middle of China called Jingdezhen, which to me was an amazing experience. What it would feel like to be in the center of pottery and porcelain. I consider myself an artist. I've studied it extensively. So for me, this was the most amazing Chinese New Year, to make something in a place where porcelain and pottery objects were first made.
Is the city?
So what I did was, my original thought was to go to a place where foreigners study pottery extensively for a week. But I found that instead I spent my time looking for I first found a small school which allowed me to make some pottery items inside. And I also toured the ancient pottery villages there. There's an ancient pottery, it's more like a theme park really, but for me it was quite an experience. And I also was able to walk about the community, see the ancient structures, to see how they blended with the modern China, fairly in both seamless and jarring ways, and just to see the sunset over the river as it coursed through the center of the city. This is the strongest memory I have. So when Chinese New Year came, everybody was setting off fireworks. So you can imagine for about 3 hours there was nothing but fireworks exploding all over Hangzhou, outside my apartment, over the river, just about in every neighborhood and every block. Fireworks were going off everywhere, as though the ground were on fire. I mean, it was really like there was a shooting war in my neighborhood and everywhere in Hangzhou. There were so many fireworks going off. It was just an amazing series of explosions. We don't have that here anymore. 我祝你新年快乐, and may your new year bring you happiness and wealth.
Hi, my name is George. I currently have been in Hangzhou for over 4 years now. I used to be a student, and now I'm a business owner, and we do apps and websites and stuff, and I really like China. I actually spent one of my Chinese New Year's in Guangdong province in Foshan, and if you don't know Foshan, it's kind of a bit underdeveloped. It's mostly factories and industrial areas, and I went there with my friend from here, who I met here, and obviously in Guangdong province they all speak Cantonese, not Mandarin. So it was very interesting because I couldn't understand any of what my friend's family was saying, but we went to all of their houses, and she was a woman, so when I went to her parents' house or her grandparents' house or uncles and aunts, they all thought we were getting married or something. They're all like, "When's the wedding?" So it's really hilarious. But yeah, and we had a good dinner on the night before, and then, well, I mean, compared to our New Year, it's like Christmas, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest difference is like it's a lot longer. They get a week off. We only get a day or two off at most. And we're both about family. That's a big similarity. Another difference is, of course, you have fireworks and you have huge parties and you have a show that everyone in the country watches. Whereas, and they're like an entertainment show, right, with like singing and plays and stuff. And in America, it's like football, so it's completely different. In Hangzhou, I mean, everyone leaves; they go somewhere else. So, and usually the place is crowded. So if you want to like experience West Lake and go there, you definitely got to do it during the Chinese New Year because there is no one here. Other than that, I mean, you see red everywhere. That's really nice, and it makes you feel warm inside. And you see everyone else with their families. It's nice, but being away from home, it also can make you feel a little bit lonely, like you miss somewhere. So obviously the best is to go on vacation or find a Chinese friend and go spend it with their family. If you talk to any Chinese person who's away from home, they'll say, I usually only go back during Chinese New Year, so it's really the time where people get to enjoy spending time with their families because they don't have that time any other time during the year. And Chinese people are more close with their families than in Western culture usually. So for them it's a huge thing, and that's why you have hundreds of millions of people all riding the train at the same time on 1 or 2 days or a couple weeks. 祝所有的朋友们新年快乐，恭喜发财，恭喜发财。恭喜发财 is kind of like a way of saying congratulations on getting rich, so it's like wishing you to get some wealth in the next year. And I also said it in Cantonese too, so it's the same meaning. Some other words can be like 团圆, which means like a reunion or a family get together, so that's useful. And then a lot of people will eat round food because yuan in 团圆 is round, and it means like everyone is around the table, everyone is together. 祝所有的人明年可以得到心里想得到的东西，身体健康。
Hello everyone, my name is Alina. I'm from Russia. I've been in Hangzhou for more than a year, and right now I'm working as an English teacher. It's a very interesting event. I actually spent the last New Year, Chinese New Year, in a family, so I experienced a lot with them, and we spent like more than 2 or 3 days visiting families, and then we had a real holiday. We went to Lijian, we were traveling a lot, so for me it was quite an interesting time. After visiting some of the relatives with the family and we were going back home in a car, the relatives gave my family as a present some live animals like turtles and fish and all that, but I didn't know about that. In a car we were playing with kids, and well, I think that for Chinese it's very important because usually Chinese people don't have much time to get together and to spend time together. So once they get the opportunity to do that, they don't care about anything else. They just rush to meet each other. They spend like the whole day eating, talking, sharing their news and information, and it's very interesting to observe because you see like they're bonding together. They're relative, they have a lot to share and they love each other. You see the people not just talking like on WeChat or something or calling each other. You see them sharing, you see them talking and being together, like together. It's so important. You see the family bond there. For me it was very, very traditional, like very, very good experience. I could see the real Chinese people there, not just like people who work every day rushing about, but people who value family values, right? For whom it's very important to get together. This time it's very important for them, and I'm happy I've witnessed that.
I'm Emma, and I've been living in Hangzhou for 1 year, and I come from Italy. So I was living in a Chinese family at the time, so I celebrated it the traditional way. We went to their hometown for a couple of days, visiting family and eating many meals and a lot of food. And during this, and then after that, we went traveling to Hong Kong. Traditionally, Chinese people give children a hongbao, which is the lucky money. And when I first met the grandparents was at the Chinese New Year's dinner, and as soon as we walked through the door, they gave this hongbao to the children, and then they gave one to me too. And that made me really feel like I was part of the family. 春节快乐, which means Happy Spring Festival, or 新年快乐, which means Happy